Well, hello everyone. It's very late on Wednesday, October 27th, 2021. This is going to be a stock market video, and it's also going to be kind of a video where we discuss some abstract principles about what's going on in the market, and I like to get a little philosophical about how to deal with investing and just a structural change that's happening in the world right now, and I have a lot to say. So get ready for an interesting video. Get ready to be offended. There's going to be a lot that we're going to talk about today. So it's been a few weeks since I've done an extensive stock market video. I had some things going on in my own personal life and wasn't really interested in it, but some things have cleaned themselves up. So I'm back at it, and I really have a lot to talk about. First of all, over the past few weeks, a lot of the stocks we follow have just done phenomenally well. If you've seen any of the videos I've done in the past, I'm bullish on the market because there's so much money in the system right now. You hear a lot of talk about things like inflation and uh, you know prices of everything going up exponentially, prices of housing, certainly stock market prices, company stocks prices have been going up as well. A lot of these target prices, we've just blown through some of these target prices with a few companies. Some things of note: Google reported better than expected sales and reasonable earnings. They jumped amazingly today. They went up by $135 a share, almost 5%, close to where the target, over the target price of 2,900. Tesla just, moved this target price to 1,000. It was around 800, then 850, then 900, and I just can't even keep up with them. I've always talked about how I love this company and what they're doing for the world. Hertz decided they were going to buy 200,000 vehicles. It's just nothing but unbelievable great news coming out of Tesla. This is what happens. Well, I haven't changed this comment here on Elon for forever, which is I'm a parishioner at Church Elon Our Savior. And it just means that I love what he's doing for the planet. He doesn't care about keeping his patents strictly for Tesla. He wants everybody in the world. He works with China. He wants everybody else to take what he's doing and make the planet a better place and expand exploration into space to harness renewable energy. Everything they're doing that they do is just fantastic. And it's nice to see essentially value investing as well as profitable investing. People realize that you want to be in on this company, and that's why they had jumps of over $100 a share this past week. And there really is no stopping them. It's what happens when you hire the best. So good for them. Sherwin-Williams paints the world back up over 350. They were under 200, or they were under 300, and I said it's such a great deal, such a great deal. Bam, there they are. Microsoft was under 300. Bam, they're at 322 in a 4% day. Earnings are up. Canadian Solar up. BioNTech was up a lot over the past week, even though they had a bad day today. Moderna climbed up from 315 to 340, even though they didn't have a great day today. Netflix went over 650 and hit 662. Abbott Labs went from 118 to 127. All these things I've talked about, they're all happening. And there's a reason why I'm right so frequently. It's not just that I'm right when it comes to programming sports algorithms, or that I'm right when it comes to creating accounting software, tax software, and make things easy for people. I'm accurate with my predictions on these things because I look at just such a wide variety of information, and it's actually quite easy to predict what will happen when you really look at the fundamentals. So here's where we're going to get into a more philosophical discussion about what's happening. Now that we have so much money in the system, you'll hear me say that a lot. There's too much money in the system. We've been dealing with now over a year, almost 2 years, of the Federal Reserve pumping trillions of dollars into the market, buying bonds, even buying securities, and adding to the system. When you have that, greed still is a problem. Greed still takes over. The powers that be, the masters of the universe, the hedge funds managers, the Wall Street bets folks, essentially now, which are starting to be masters of the universe in working together and investing in things, They love making money. I mean, the one thing about making money, and when you like making money, is you like making more. And the way to make money right now is to invest in long call options. It's to bet on the good horses and watch the best horses just pull away. It's like Secretariat in the 1979 Belmont or Preakness, whatever the third one is of the Triple Crown. The horse won by like 30 lengths. And it's when you're the best, you just pull away. And that is what you're seeing with these really exceptional companies. So how do we tie that? That's this system that now has so much money in it. How do we tie that to make the world a better place? And it's nice to see that there is so much value investing going on. I mean, Google, Alphabet, they aggregate all our information. They make our lives easier, especially in the office space, especially in the information management space. They provide basically every video ever known to man on YouTube. It just throw ads in front of it and let you watch them, and you can end up getting a degree, a YouTube degree in whatever field or discipline in which you desire. It's fascinating, and it's a great reason to invest in them. Moderna. I mean, look at their chart right here. Look at this chart. Something that has happened with Tesla over the last few weeks, with Tesla just going berserk here, right here. The same exact thing is going to happen to Moderna. And they're going to be back over 500. I think within a month. They're just, as people realize what they are doing, as people realize and understand, the cleanest or clearest way that I can explain what they're doing is they have adopted a molecular design, it's very tough to explain. They attack viruses, they attack cancers, they can attack all kinds of things at the molecular level with essentially a mathematical design on how to tailor treatment as well as virus or avoidance of disease by just mapping genomes and looking at the relationships between what happens inside of your body and how your cells react to foreign viruses and things like that. It's so complicated. I've done analysis. I've done molecular genomic analysis in Excel. I'm continuing to do so as I try to aid in this process as we move toward just tailored design of disease prevention. It is not just the coronavirus vaccine that is making this company a fortune and adding their benefits to humanity. It is all types of disease. You're just not hearing about it as much yet because they're still in development. But we're talking about cancers. We're talking about HIV. We're talking about melanoma. We're talking about things that are reducing the lifespans and making people suffer through disease that are going to be preventable with what this company makes. So I suggest buying long call options in this company all out into months and years, and just continue to do so, because not only are they profitable, but what they're doing for humanity is essentially immeasurable in terms of cost, in terms of just the value. It's immeasurable. When you think about being able to prevent disease on this level, you realize the value of this company. And then when you also think about the number of people on the planet, the billions of people that will need to be vaccinated or desire to be vaccinated against all these diseases, you start to realize the kind of market share or market that they are appealing to, and you can just watch them accrete. There is no stopping them. The technology works. The technology is still being developed, but it works. Not only does the proof of concept work, but the actual vaccines work. It's fantastic stuff, and that's why they're my number one company up on here. They have a target price of $750 before the end of the year. Watch it happen. I say it, watch it happen, because that's what happens. So they're great. Netflix is also up here and is apparently we need to sort again. Sorry, we need to sort to get the true order of things. This is actually the order of things. Twitter took a huge drop today, 10%. I actually haven't looked at that right now. I need to review that, so we'll talk about that right now. We may need to adjust their price. I'm not quite sure why they dropped so much today, but they're one of the social media networks that is acceptable in how they try to monitor what they do, as opposed to Facebook, which I'll be talking about later in this video. BioNTech is similar to Moderna. They're not as good. They're the German version of Moderna. They're the ones that have partnered with Pfizer. They possess the same technology and replicate the same technology, so they will also be recipients of the benefits as this is applied on a global scale. So yes, at least 300 or more. Netflix has replaced the movie industry, and everybody I know wants to talk to me about Netflix shows, and I subscribe even though I hardly ever watch anything on Netflix. So yeah, they're going to keep going up, and they're a very profitable company as well. Amazon, just a juggernaut, and they always kind of like hang out around 3,500, back and forth, but they're also very expensive. Chipotle has dropped recently, and I'm not really sure why, so they're probably going to creep back up because they're everywhere, and who doesn't like a good burrito, especially with brisket. Canadian Solar, profitable company out of Canada. They do have a heavy short interest, which kind of drags them down a little bit, but they're going to be on the upswing. At one point, they were over $40 a share today. Expect them to get there soon. SunOpta, I need to review them. Sherwin-Williams has been on a nice run recently. I have them at $3.15 because they've just jumped over $15-20 a share in the last week as well. Google, we talked about. Walmart defines a town. Abbott Labs has made their jump now, so I'd probably watch them to actually drop a little, but then you can come back in if they're under 125. Tesla, God, what do we do with Tesla? I'm tempted to move this. I mean, I actually, no, sorry, we're going to leave it. One thing I can tell you about how people tend to trade stocks and that greed thing that I talked about in the beginning of the video, there are going to be people that are going to be taking profits on all the money, the excessive money that they have made once they make a determination that Tesla's sharp rise upward has slowed or stopped for a little while. So you can expect them to probably drop down below 1,000 over the next week, and then go back up afterward after everyone takes those profits and then turns around and gets right back in on Tesla. So I'll leave that at 1,000 for now. They have been known to just continue to spike upward beyond what you would think, but they just made that jump from 800 to 1,000 too fast. So you can expect them to probably drop a little bit. Microsoft, profitable, protecting us from ransomware, so integrated in our lives. I had them at 310 or 300. I mean, you can bring them back to 315 is really where to be. They'll probably drop below 315 as people sell from this accretion that has just happened. Intuitive Surgical. Are the hospitals overloaded? Are people going to be doing these robotic surgeries still? It's still up in the air. I think we still have a tough winter to deal with coronavirus. So I'd keep that at 330 for now. And that's about all we need to talk about on that list. Let's talk about a few other things, though. Let's talk about Facebook for a second. We'll end this sort of negatively because I really feel the need to discuss this. So the Facebook papers came out. I don't use this word lightly. I hate this company. Hate with a capital H. I think they are one of the worst companies on the face of the earth. I dropped my Facebook account in 2017 because it started ruining my life. Facebook, well, here's what they do. They take your information and they sell it to the highest bidder, and then they try to create drama on their site so that you use it more and they get you inflamed. They also have, if you look at their user agreement, they have free reign and ability to sell any of your information that they want. That means that Mark Zuckerberg can go through your private messages and send your nudes out to anybody he wants to if he feels like it. Take a look at their user agreement. Prove me wrong. They are disgusting. They are what happens when a sociopath essentially takes over everyone's communications. And they have won the battle when it comes to almost everybody using their site. And they're just taking advantage of all of us. They're despicable. I hope they go to zero. I know they won't, but I really hope they do. And I would recommend you dump your Facebook account. You'll never be happier. As soon as I dropped mine, first of all, I started dealing with my friends on a personal level, texting them, talking to them, seeing them in person. And I stopped making enemies on a website because people didn't like my political comments. All that stopped. All that stopped because Facebook is designed to inflame. And they take money from our adversaries and pump trash into our feeds. This company needs a reckoning. I suggest that we just provide them with an onslaught of legal action, essentially. Let's all start suing them for taking advantage of our likeness and of our image, essentially without our consent. I've had people who set up Facebook accounts in my name and start friending my friends. Does Facebook stop that? Sometimes. Sometimes they don't. They are awful. And I love seeing them go down, and I hope they go down to nothing. And you should too. And I hate to end this video on a negative, but they're a despicable corporation, and I own one put on them just to watch them go down and party every time they go down. But yeah, they are profitable, and that's the only reason why I can't honestly tell you that they're not going to make money and that they're not a good buy, because they actually are a good buy because of their profits. But they're just taking advantage of all of us, and it's time that company has a reckoning. And just drop your account. Trust me, you'll never be happier. You don't need to see you don't need to see your ex-boyfriend's kids. You don't need to do that. It doesn't matter. If you want to talk to your ex-boyfriend, go talk to him. If you want to talk to an old girlfriend, go talk to her. You don't need Facebook for it. So I say dump it. Anyway, I hate to get all angry like that, but man, does that company suck. Is there anything to talk about for tomorrow? You see Moderna at 340, buy it. Buy it. I own some options in Moderna. You should too. They're going to have those spikes that are just unbelievable, because as everyone comes around and realizes, here's what happens, is the people that don't understand this technology and don't believe it, the anti-vaxxer movement, those people die. I hate to be as blunt, but they die. And the diseases that are going to be coming down the pike because of the way that we can adjust, essentially tailor our own viruses and use CRISPR type technology, which is clustered, regulated, interspaced palindromic repeats. That's one of the ways in which we can edit genomic sequences on the molecular level. We're going to be able to program viruses that are much more deadly than coronavirus, and we're all going to have to be vaccinated against them when they end up circulating through the population. It is companies like Moderna that are going to solve that problem and save humanity. And as soon as everybody else realizes it, you're going to see them at 750. Mark my words. So that's the stock market update for the day. In order to pad your bank account with the money you need to deal with the inflation that's coming, you have to go to the source and grab that money that's up for grabs right now in the market, and that involves buying long call options on the companies, on those secretariats, on those companies that are pulling away and winning. So may all of your trades be winning.